Oh, I just hit record and we're on. Watch your language. Don't get us fired.
I'm not gonna find out.
I think one of y'all is gonna fuck it up.
Probably.
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
My
It's
laptop.
gonna be me.
Don't curse.
Well, you don't have to curse. I mean, you can curse if you want to. You know,
I encourage you.
I think out of the 5 or 6 people that listen to this, Jesus is one of them. So you better watch out.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome back. This is the 10th episode of Jorge's Isolation Podcast. I'm still in isolation in South Texas, and a lot has gone on since the last time we spoke. I've had, 8 other episodes in between you all, sandwiched in there with some amazing people. And now I've got to lower my standards and talk to you guys again. So thank you. Thank you.
Inevitably, listen, whatever.
Am I the only one that kept the glasses on?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Let me take them off then. Let me take them off. I want to be cool. No, I want to be cool.
Hold on. You just got to stand. I'm gonna do it like this the entire time.
I mean, I'm the only one that's not working. So, Danny's making big time commercials. Reness is doing top secret projects. And I'm barbecuing every week 2 or 3 times.
Oh, man.
So I'm wearing it like the old man. This is how the guys wore it back.
These are progressive. Yeah. So actually, when I read, I have to do this shit.
I have to take my glasses off to read. Actually,
the look, you gotta look down past your glasses. Here, I'll do it. You're gonna see my light.
I do this. I do this. Oh, look at that. We're not only all wearing black. If you're just listening, once you finish listening, go back and watch the YouTube version of this because you will not only just get seduced by our voices when you listen to it, you'll be seduced by our faces, our black shirts, and our glasses.
And our bald head.
And our bald head. Yeah. Jesus. No wonder like, how creative were they when they cast Divorce?
They're like,
let's just get a Latin bald guy with a beard, a 5 o'clock shadow.
All 3 of them. Perfect.
All 3 of them. Look at that. In all different shapes and sizes. Okay, so like the very first commercial I ever did was an AT&T commercial. And the glasses are coming off because I can't stop sweating. And I got jalapenos. And I got it all over my head. So my head is burning right now. But it's fine. I need it, no pain, no gain. But anyway, the first commercial I ever did was that AT&T commercial. And I had the audition. And the callback reminds me of this situation right here because they had 2 sets of guys. There was me, the big Latino. There was the skinny, hip Latino. And then there was just, Joe Schmo Latino. Then they had the same 3 that matched us, but they were all Asian. And they were trying to mix and match us. So they ended up casting me and a white dude. So, like,
where did he come from?
I don't know, the special audition.
It's funny.
They were segregating the auditions.
I went on an audition like that, and the character it was for a cop. Obviously.
Yeah.
But the character, because
wait, you played a cop?
Just once or twice.
I don't think
3, 4, or 5 times. Or 6. I don't remember. Anyway, so the character, either from the dialogue, right, was either had to be short and fat, or very short or very fat, right? Just from
all of the above.
Because the character gets insulted this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the audition, and I walk in, and I notice that there's a lot of dudes who are shorter than me, and then a lot of dudes who are fatter than me.
Yeah.
Just like, I think I'm 2 in the middle over there.
Dude.
But I was like, there's the 2 extremes here. Why would they go?
Yeah. I mean, when I did Chicago PD, that happened where, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get, whenever I get a big part or anything like that, I only read my scenes. And then I'll read some of the context leading up to that because I kind of just want to know what's happening in my character's world. I'll read the whole script, but then I won't really I'm not going to fully pay attention to someone else's lines. But one of the lines that stood out to me was I'm in the lineup and the kid, points at me or points at another guy. And then he changes his mind. But the kid says, yeah, it's the fat guy, the bald fat guy. I was like, really, really creative writers.
Wait, but you read that was part of the sides for your audition?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you saw that. You read
no,
that
I was watching the kid do this scene.
Oh, I see.
No.
On the day, I went back to my hotel.
And you cried.
My per diem. and ate myself to sleep. No, I didn't get my per diem because you get your per diem like with Chicago PD like at the end.
Like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So I went into debt for a little bit, and then I ate.
City.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm chubby. I'm chubby. So
the fat bald guy.
Yeah.
You were the best fat bald guy there,
dude. And it was my favorite thing I've done so far. The Chicago PD thing was my favorite thing, hands down, because I played like one of those like guys who was like an illegal immigrant that turned like kind of this was like he would have been
it was like
Trump supporter,
butcher, right?
Yeah, he worked at a meat like at a slaughterhouse sort of place or meat packing plant, and he killed immigrants, like females, like a serial killer. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is the closest I'm going to get to playing a serial killer or any kind of horror. It was Chicago PD.
Yeah, there's this funny look that you give the detective when he's asking you something, and they just cut to you just for the look, and you have this look like this. You're kind of going,
oh, I'm sassy. I'm a sassy serial killer.
I love that fucking. You're like, so
yeah,
I killed it.
I did it. Yeah. Yeah. That was fun. No, that was a really fun show. I learned a lot. But that was like 15 years ago. So I still live, but I did FBI, which was the same casting office, so that felt good.
I didn't do any of those.
Dude, I've done everything but SVU from that office. And that's the one thing I wanted to do.
They never cast me in anything, dude.
They will. They're waiting for the right part. When they replace Ice-T, they're gonna bring you in.
Yeah, New York City, 2022.
Yeah, it's gonna be because they signed on for another 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So they're like going on like 23 seasons now.
Jeez, dude. Just imagine being a series reg on that, dude.
That's amazing. Well, Mariska, but then like a lot of series regs are like, you know what? We need to hop off this because we've been on here for 10 years. Like Maloney, look at him.
He's coming back, though.
Yeah, no, he's got his own show that's part of that world.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's the man. What was it, Elliot Stabler? That was his character?
Did you see Happy?
I went in for Happy, and I never saw it.
It's good.
It was, you know what? The casting office for Happy was where I actually saw Renes when I beat him out for the part on Deadbeat.
Oh,
right. Same office. That place above the comic store.
I had no idea what I was doing back then, man.
Neither did I.
A gray suit and a black V-neck. Like to play like.
Well, okay, so I'm supposed to be playing like a Mexican drug lord, and they put me in a velour pantsuit, like I'm from the mafia. Like what the? It's like a mustard color suit.
What was that?
Yeah, I was wearing a hat. I was like, okay, I'm not a good fella. I should come in wearing these.
I went in there with the most. I went in there with the most East LA accent,
which is what they wanted.
Yeah, but bro, it was like terrible. The casting director like bursted out laughing, and I don't know if it was because of my accent or because of the timing, but I'm pretty sure it was the accent.
No, it's amazing.
So
I guys,
was like, nah, man, there's no mo where I'm from.
Yeah, no, mini. There's no more. There's no mini where I come from.
Whenever I have to do a Spanish accent, I always, and not on purpose, this is just how I do a Spanish accent. I turn into Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah.
It never fails.
Well, I wrote about that in one of these like the shorts that I've been writing. It was I don't want to give it away, but it's like Rosa makes fun of me because I do the same kind of New Yorican accent for almost everything I was going in for. And she's like the whole, gist of the sketch is like I'm saying, the audition, and like I feel like I did well, and then she has a face and I'm like, what's going on? Like, we're doing a self-tape. She's like, it's good, but that accent. And I'm like, what accent? She's like, that one you always do. And I'm like, I never do no accent. And then I want to jump cut it to everything I've done with that same accent, because there's like 6 or 7 things with this same sort of accent. And I'm like, I don't do no accent.
That's what I do that when it comes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I got a friend. Every time she goes in for like a detective type,
Yeah.
she does that same like. I mean, even though she's Puerto Rican, but she does like that New York, New York real tough accent.
Hey, yo.
That's what
Like,
I do.
what?
Whenever they want me to be a tough guy, I throw in a New York accent.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't
I do it.
intentionally do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I catch myself doing that.
About it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and now that I'm in the Southeast, like, and they're doing stuff like in Texas or like in Louisiana, I'm like, yeah, yo, so what's up, puppy? Like, whatever. And I'm like, I'm nowhere near there anymore. I need to change my whole game up. That's probably why I'm not working.
You got your own accent now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, it's the accent that they beat out of me in grad school. They said I sounded too Mexican the first 2 years of grad school. It's like we need you to sound less Mexican. And now I'm back here, and that's what like everything is casting for. It's like, oh, we need you to sound Mexican.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how anymore. I don't know how.
I don't know how.
John Malkovich.
Dude, did I tell you I did a small part in a film with him.
Oh no.
That was the most interesting thing. I have one line, and if you watch the movie, you won't even know if I said it. Who said it in that one scene? The line is like, "Is this okay, ma'am?" or "Right here, ma'am," and it's like 4 of us. We're in the same shirt.
The couch moving thing, right?
Yes, dude. It was what a waste. It was fun though. I got to go to the reading for my one line at the beginning of the script, and I got to watch John Malkovich and Patrick Stewart and Glenn Close. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was awesome. No, they're pros. There's a reason why they actually got more screen time than me, and
is that because they were the leads? That's not why.
It's because they had a good reading.
Oh, okay.
They had a better day than I did that day.
Dude,
okay.
I've only been to one table reading for any project that I've done.
Me too. No. Danny and I met for divorce. You weren't.
Yeah, that's right.
But now look at you. Now look at you. You're on bigger, better, top secret projects where you're signing NDAs, and I can ruin your career. So yeah. So what's been going on, fellas, since I last saw you?
Well, since Ernest can't talk about anything.
Ernest can't talk about anything. Like he's gonna put a gun to our head.
No, I'm in Atlanta. We started work
his
on
camera's gonna shut off. Like
there's just gonna be hooded men going in there. And
like, what the hell?
The little FBI agent in the camera is gonna be there.
Well, I shot a commercial since the last time we spoke, so that's cool.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
First time back.
How was it? How was it being on set? Yeah.
Coming back into it.
Yeah. It was. I mean, obviously, I'm happy to be back on set, but I gotta say, I felt like they took every precaution they could have. Like anything you would do in your normal life to like keep distance, clean surfaces, do whatever. I mean, that's all they can do.
And you work for how many days?
Yeah.
How many days did you work?
Like, so as soon as I got to holding, there was this person who was, I guess, the union designated COVID person, I'm assuming. Like, that was her business was all of this, being sanitary, making sure people wearing masks, gloves, washing their hands. They had like a little makeshift sink because holding was outside. So that's good too. Okay. You're out in the it was like the parking lot. So, they had a couple of fold-out tables set up. They had us sit on either side to keep distance, stuff like that. They even took COVID tests on the day. A little irrelevant.
Oh, good.
The results came back in 2 days. So I'm like, okay, well, but whatever. But I guess for tracing purposes or whatever.
Can you say what it's for?
Yeah, it was for United Healthcare. So.
Oh, nice. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
It's gonna go out, and you're gonna be so rich.
It really is.
Like so rich.
I'll tell my wife that. She doesn't know.
Man, I need to edit this part out too.
No,
I'm just ruining it for everybody.
Let's just keep going.
Okay. So, so it was cool. I worked 2 days. So I worked 2 days, and like I said, so on the first day, I went in at around 11, and the COVID test got there around noon, and we didn't do anything until everybody took their COVID test. So not everybody, I should say talent. I don't know who on the crew took COVID tests, or maybe they took tests before that day, because I'm sure they were doing pre-production stuff. Even for the fitting, I went in and it was at their offices downtown. The production company, and masks, distance again. You know, it was all good on set. My particular scenes, I was by myself, so I didn't really. There was no reason to have people be around me, so I was okay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then between takes, you know, they make sure everybody had their masks on.
Yeah.
You know, the first day people would come like, "Hey, Danny, you mind putting your mask back on?" You know, if I forgot or whatever.
Did you say, "Yeah, I do mind"?
I was like, "Listen, I need to breathe, okay?" And you're encouraging on my
doctor says I can't wear this.
Yeah.
That's what you got to say. I have a medical issue where I can't wear masks.
So we need to work that out. I think my agents already spoke to you about
I'm
this.
calling my union rep. I'm calling my union rep.
Call him.
So, but no, it was good, man. Honestly, I felt, like I said, I felt as safe as they could possibly be.
Nice.
Yeah.
The only thing that was strange was, you know, you normally go on set, you meet the hair and makeup people, the wardrobe people, whoever it is, you're with them all day. You know, you joke around, you make friends, at least for the day or two, whatever, how long you're going to be on set. But this was all happening with masks on.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it was weird to go back the second day and recognize somebody, but only because, they're
their beautiful eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
I know those eyes.
Oh, I got lost in them yesterday.
Yeah. And here I go again today, falling into the abyss.
Here I am. Catch me. I brought breadcrumbs today so I can find my way out of those eyes.
Wow.
It's pretty good, right? Should write a
book. I'm gonna use that.
You should.
It's so charming.
Yeah. I had a very similar experience. I went to work this week on Tuesday, actually. No, Wednesday.
Back to work.
I was back at work. Yeah, I was back at work, and it was weird because I had to see people with masks on, and they're all like, "What's up? How are you?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" Because I don't recognize just their eyes. The director came up to me, and she's like, "Hey, what's up, Ernest?" I was like, "Hi."
I mean, you're easily recognizable.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, we all had our masks. It was just weird, but
you should have just like ignored them and be like,
"No.
Who are you?"
No. The director.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry.
I don't know you. It's Tom Cruise. Who are you? Hey, little guy.
But with precaution, hey, little guy. With precautions though, I did my third COVID test today since Saturday.
Is it the one up the nose?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I hate that.
You know what? It doesn't hurt. It feels like there's like a bug crawling in your nose, messing with your nose hairs. So like it doesn't hurt at all. It's just like, oh God, I want to scratch it, and then my eyes get teary.
Yeah.
I did 3 since Saturday. I did one earlier today.
Yeah, dude.
And then they check your temperature at work.
Do they do that every time you go in?
Every time.
How long are you going to be working for? Can you say?
I'm done. I want to say by Halloween, completely done.
You've been working on this project since before.
Since December.
You know what?
Are you traveling? Cool. Are you traveling?
I am. I will be traveling again.
So how are they going to handle traveling?
A couple of days in advance. We got to do some quarantine and then some tests and all that.
Are they going to rent a plane for the whole crew, cast, and all that?
I don't know.
Are you getting a private jet? Is that in your contract?
I wish.
You're gonna take your gym like The Rock?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
So I mean, like what
Iron Paradise? Is that
yeah, the Iron Paradise. Yeah. So what does it feel like to be on like the Harry Potter reboot? Is that what you're working on?
Playing Voldemort. They're reviving Voldemort, right?
You're Voldemort. Or are you Hagrid?
I'm Hagrid.
You're Hagrid.
I'm the young.
You're a wizard, Hagrid. Harry.
Yeah.
But they want him Latino now.
Hey, yo, Harry. You're a wizard.
Hey, yo, Harry, bro. You're a wizard, man.
You're a wizard.
Hey, my man,
you're a wizard, bro. They forget about it, bro.
Buzz, you're a wizard, dude.
Bro, you got some powers now, man.
I think we just all booked jobs off that accent.
Yeah.
Someplace, some casting director's like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh my God, these guys.
They sound authentic. It was like when I went to Juarez and in college. Yeah. Well, what does it feel like going back to work, guys? Like, when was the last time? Well, I mean, Renes, you worked back in December. Wait, January too, right?
No, March.
March.
We were filming in the middle of March, and then the pandemic happened.
Pandemic happened, and then Danny, before this, when was the last time you worked?
I did a film in the fall. No. Yeah, I want to say the fall of last year.
Nice.
But you know what's funny? This is neither here nor there, but since you had Jackie on, you know that I went out for that play that she did. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that would have been a crazy experience to then have it closed. Yeah, like she was just in previews, right?
Yeah, I think they were just in previews or like just starting the run, and like, man, that really sucks because it's like completely canceled. Like I know Broadway shows are basically like actual, like if you're in the, like if it's one of those mainstay shows like a Hamilton or Harry Potter or any of those, they're picking up where they left off. Okay. So if there was like say a month left of your contract, you'd finish it out, and then the people that were gonna start, they're gonna start after that month, and like it just
that's cool.
It's basically they hit pause and then they're just gonna pick up where they went off. But no, for her it sucks because it was a really cool project. It was a big project, and it was a good play, and they shut it down completely, and a lot of plays were shut down like that. So yeah, that's really, it's really unfortunate, but I think she's gonna be back and better than ever. She's a talented girl, and she's gonna be killing it, just like I knew you two would be.
I'm a talented girl. Thank you.
I mean, you have that fancy camera, and you look like you're talking to Dr. Fauci. So, what's the update?
He's got like a nice little office look. He's got the chair and everything.
I know.
I should have worn a sports jacket. And
you should have worn a tie.
Yeah, I feel like you're in Manhattan right now. Like somewhere Midtown.
I'm just zooming with buddies. That's all.
It looks like you've actually made it.
I feel like you should have lower thirds.
Yeah,
right there.
And like there. There's just like a little ticker going under there talking about the Dow and the S&P.
Breaking news.
Breaking news: the fires have burned more acreage in California, and then some random. News. There's like a random like little news fact. It's like, kid flies away on balloon in Montana
at 70 miles per hour.
At 70. It's awful. So I don't have anything to share about work.
What's the last cool thing you auditioned for, though? Or, you don't even got to say, but what was it for? Or what was it like?
Some movies. I went in for some movies, and actually, maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I auditioned for a Robert Rodriguez film. And I opened up like the news today, and that film is actually on the news because they're suing the insurance because of COVID coverage. And this is kind of like the first film that's actually trying to set the bar, or they're going to see like how films are going to handle, or insurance companies going to handle the COVID situation, because they were placed on hold and they had coverage for a certain thing, and they didn't have, obviously no one had coverage for COVID at the time. They're changing the stipulations of the insurance, and they're like, no. We need you to have coverage for this, and they wanted to charge it more. Like there's a whole fiasco about that. So kind of like a legal battle about that. And then I found out through a good source that it was actually going to be placed on hold because the lead actor is Ben Affleck, and he's busy. So,
But so then is it because production doesn't want to pay the higher premium because of the more coverage?
I think they were paying a certain coverage with COVID in there, and I think the insurance pulled a fast one on them, kind of like what SAG-AFTRA did with their insurance by raising our premiums by like a ton.
A lot, dude.
A ton, dude. I just got the statement today, and like what we have to pay, and it's for like, it's ridiculous. And I don't even know how many people are going to be able to keep their insurance after this whole thing. It's just, and it's like, even if you're, like, say you're on the cusp of getting insurance, they basically said, now you got to make 10 grand more, over that 4-quarter period.
To do
kind of like,
as an actor,
and they're counting, from what I understand, the months during the shutdown. So no one has worked between, let's just say, like, no one has worked between March and now.
Nope.
No one. And maybe people are starting up in the last week, 2 weeks. Maybe they have started, but like you're not making that much unless you're like the lead of a show that's already been running, or they're picking up, a pilot, and they're finishing it off. So that really, really, really chaps my buns. But that sucks. But I went in for another movie, and it seems that the odds are in my favor for these sort of things, because like the breakdowns are just like only living in Texas and must not be white.
I saw that.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So that's really, for me, it's been about it. But I think it could have started out. I think we could have been back in business maybe a month ago if our governor had not opened the state when he did. And even if he had opened the state, he didn't mandate masks, and my county got just pounded. Like on the last episode, I was telling it was Ashley Del Rosa that who's a very talented actress. She's just a Broadway mainstay. She's been on Mean Girls and Beautiful and Hamilton. And I was telling her, it's like we were in the news like every other day in my city because we were overwhelmed with COVID. Our hospitals were able to keep up with the deaths. I remember at one point there was a girl who posted on Facebook that like her uncle died like on a Thursday, and this was like a Monday or Tuesday, and they still hadn't found his body.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it was a little overwhelming at that point. Now we are starting to see, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. People are getting a little bit more serious as more people are dying. Like a lot of people are dying, like 30 to 40 a day. It's crazy. And it's like, man. I was saying, like, I was telling somebody that, it's worse than New York. And they're like, no. New York is, we had way more deaths.
New York.
And I'm like, yeah, but you also have 8 million people. We have like maybe a eighth of the people there. You know what I mean? It's not a big area, and it's just like you were losing that many people. We also have like a very high diabetes population. Like it's one of the fattest counties in the nation. And so, it's nothing to brag about, but it's a fact. Like we beat out Houston. That little county is just struggling in several different areas, and health is one of them. And so that's why there was so many COVID related deaths. There's every day, like you see whole families going in there. And we also have like the Latino culture. I think I talked about this with you guys. It's like everybody just, it's not real, because when it was happening in New York, it wasn't happening here. So we had to shut down here while it was happening in New York, but nothing happened at that time. So no one cared. And this was right before Memorial Weekend. Well, when Memorial Weekend happen, everyone gets patriotic down here. And they just want to drink. They want to meet with family. They want to barbecue. Like we barbecue like 2 or 3 times a week, and people would come over, not here, like, Rosa and I and the baby, we've been locked down. Like we knew what was happening in New York, and the beach, which is like an hour and a half away, people were there, and it was like nothing, was happening. And people were coming home, and whole families were getting, getting COVID, like whole families. Like they would have like simple gatherings. Like I have a very close friend who like lost a grandfather, and it was just a small Father's Day, like gathering. And I think 7 or 8 out of the only 10 people that were there had COVID. Got COVID. And
that's the thing.
It's crazy.
Like you meet up with family.
Yeah.
And you trust them, so you kind of let your guard down a little, because the familiarity with them. But again, and it's not like, well, it's exactly what The Rock was saying. It's not like it happens intentionally. It's just that they're your family, so you feel more comfortable. So you let your guard down a little. You get a little close. You did this. You take the mask off, whatever it is, and then boom.
Yeah.
And I think it's also just being in this kind of lockdown situation for so many months. It's kind of like, is it safe now? Can we like dip our toe in the water now? And like, you can be fine. A lot of people can be fine, but then there's those people that just get it. And, I heard it from about 4 or 5 different people where both their mother and father were in the hospital together, and they both were fighting for their lives. And then you hear about the mother and father passing away, or
both my parents got it. I don't know if I told you guys.
Wow.
no.
Yeah,
No.
they're fine. They're fine.
Good.
They recovered well, and my dad had a slight cough. My mom had like her blood pressure dropped a little bit. She tested positive, or she actually tested positive after a few tests.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was hard to verify. But anyway, but they both had it. They're over it. They're good. I mean, who knows about the long-lasting effects?
Yeah.
Because my dad just had a triple bypass last year, like a year ago.
Yeah,
now,
man.
in October. So, he was obviously the first concern of like, don't fucking go out, don't, try to stay home as much as you can or whatever. And boom, you're getting it,
That's what they're finding too, is the autopsies are finding, like, say it was respiratory and you got COVID and you passed from a respiratory infection due to COVID. When they perform the autopsy, they're finding holes in other organs, like big, like holes, like if it was like punctured all the way or they were eaten through. And that's been in a lot of the autopsies, and they're trying to figure out how that happens. Or like the athletes, the guys from the NBA who got COVID, their VO2, or is it the VO2 maxes and all that, have never recovered, for certain athletes. Like their endurance has never recovered. It's hard to say, but then some people have recovered, or some people just asymptomatic, and that, lucky for them. But what long-term, problems are there going to be? You know what I mean? Like we don't know. And it's going to be very interesting in the next few months to see what happens, because, you guys are back to work. Danny, you've worked. Reness, you've started working again. And, you can play it as safe as possible, but look what happened with the Batman and Robert Pattinson. And like, this stuff
That's
happens.
crazy. The lead.
Yeah.
I remember when this first started. Reness, you remember you were out at a wedding, and I texted you, and I was like, Reness, ten cuidado.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that was that same weekend that I flew back.
Yeah.
And, that was March 14th. And then like that day after, it shut everything down.
Dude, it's so crazy.
I got lucky. That was the last one. I was supposed to go to a wedding in LA the 21st, but everything was shut down and canceled.
You are a lucky guy.
Yeah. I'm not complaining. Yeah. I'm very lucky. I'm a very lucky man.
So, Reness, you're working right now, and you're going to be working through probably October. Have you had anything come up? Auditions, Danny?
I did. I auditioned for.
I mean, you don't have to say the project. You can just.
For a Netflix show for season 2, but the problem is for a recurring role. The problem is that my schedule might clash. So my agent was like, might not be able to do it, and I'm like, damn it,
Yeah, but it's a good problem.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm incredibly grateful and I'm happy. It's just like that one particular role would have been cool,
Yeah. Then that's the thing. Is like the one role that you're working on right now actually is really cool too.
Oh yeah.
So take it in stride.
Oh no, I know, but it's just like
don't get greedy, Reness. There's some people that haven't worked.
Look, I'm not greedy, but I am at a buffet. And I'm going to eat as much as I can because that's what I paid for.
Exactly. So as long as they're bringing out more and there's enough for all of us, then I'm happy too, because I want to eat.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I don't know about y'all, because you knew you were going to come back and work, or did you not know? That was up.
I had an idea. I just didn't know when or like what was going to happen or anything like that.
See, and Danny, before the commercial, did you know you were going to start auditioning at that point?
No, I mean, what was rolling in first were commercial auditions, because those were being done over Zoom.
Yeah.
And, for whatever reason, those were coming in before the normal stuff, the TV and film stuff.
Yeah.
So I just I've been on, you know how it is. I've been auditioning for commercials for like the last couple of years, and this is the first one that hit.
It's a numbers game with commercials.
Yeah, totally. So I don't put any stock in it, but I got the call back again, which is very common in commercials too. So I got the call back, and I did something very simple again. It was over Zoom, just like this. But I did start auditioning more for TV stuff, self-tapes, and actually did my first like Zoom. It was through EcoCast.
Yeah.
It's like their Actors Access.
Actors Access.
Yeah. So I did my first one last week. Last week, something like that. Yeah. So that was cool, and it was like I got to say there was some comfort to it because you're in your living room.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm always comfortable with self tapes. Like
Yeah.
that because you're home and you do it as many times as you want and whatever. You know the deal. But doing this, obviously you don't get that opportunity, but you also don't get a sense of urgency either. Because how sometimes like I actually ended up doing it a couple of times, but I think I would have asked for another take anyway because it didn't feel urgent. I don't know who's outside. I don't know if there's 5 dudes waiting. I don't know who's so you do feel like it's just like this, just you and them. So it feels, kind of like, hey, you mind if I just do another one real quick? I'm here. I'm in my living room. I might as well. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, I think.
No, that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I always hated it going. I love getting callbacks, obviously, for commercials, but it's a weird situation because there's so many people in the room. Because when you first go in for the commercial audition, there's only like the casting director, and that's usually only just one person.
Yeah.
You have the little board there, and you do your thing. You improv a little bit, and then you get the callback, and then there's like this whole army of people on laptops, and they're just so quiet in the back on the couches, and there's food for them. And water. You walk in, there's like those little like vegetable platters. And then like every now and then I try to test the water and make a joke. It's like, oh, can I take one of those? And then like no laughter.
You're
Not booking this one. It's like, oh yeah, that's not like the 5th time we've heard that this hour, fella.
You're so funny.
Yeah, so funny. I forgot to laugh.
That's how it is when you get the callbacks for like Law and Order and Blacklist and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like I remember I had an audition.
Yeah.
Hmm?
No. I agree with you.
It was just the casting director, and then the callback.
Yeah.
It was the writers, the producers, the director, the like
everybody.
PAs, everyone.
Yeah, there's like, and you're in that little room with the couches first, and there's the headshots all on the table there at the for Law and Order or for FBI and those, and you're in the little like there's like the holding room for background or. You walk by.
Don't start those stories.
No, there is. They have that, and then there's like holding, and so they ask, "Are you looking for holding?" I'm like, "No, I'm going around the corner." Yeah, and I can say that now because I probably won't go around that corner anymore because I'm down here. So I had my time in that room, but like I did not. The first time I did that was for an SVU callback, and I heard it was a producer session, but. I was only told like, oh yeah, it's Jonathan Strauss, so it's just him and like maybe a casting director. He does his own casting too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, cool. And I walk in, there's like 10 people, and I'm like,
this is a callback.
Yeah, and I mean, my defense mechanism is to sweat, so I just started sweating. It's so awful, man. I sweat so much. It's so awful.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you.
It's the weirdest thing because it's just like one of those things, and it's just like uncontrollable sweat. So it's just like, and it's like going down my lip.
And then you try to like wipe it
with your hand.
That's also sweaty.
Yes, it's awful.
Yeah. And it just slides down faster into your neck.
Yeah, and if you're really, really lucky, it's the middle of winter. So every building is like 110 degrees in New York.
I hate that, dude.
Because it went down to like the 40s. So let's just like pump it up to Sahara.
Yeah.
Jeez,
You
it's so hot.
Sweating, they call you immediately. Like,
yes. And then you read, and then it's like what you're reading for is probably maybe a minute long.
Right.
And then they'll be like, okay, that was good. That was really good. and then you're like, is that it? And they're like, yeah, thank you, have a good one.
The only time I had a
leave
callback,
all sweaty and go out to the cold. You go from the heat
get
to like
sick the
cold.
next day.
Yes. Oh man, I miss those days. I do. I miss New York. Not the summertime, but I miss the winters.
Right? People
Yeah.
are like, no, I hate cold. I hate the winter.
Oh,
I'm like,
dude.
no.
Dude, it dropped down to 84 degrees today. And it was just like, whoa, it feels so good. Like it's just, yeah, man. It was like a cool front. Everyone was happy.
It's raining out here today. So
Raining. That's the one thing I hate about New York is the rain.
Your attitude.
Huh?
I said, explain your attitude.
Yeah.
It's always raining then around him.
It was raining around mine.
He's just like a little rain cloud following him everywhere he goes. It's raining.
It's raining.
Are we supposed to leave yet?
There it is.
So are we wrapped? Are we supposed to leave yet? This guy asked me about my reps.
Oh man, that happened to me 2 days ago.
That's
Finally.
amazing. That's good.
Yeah, because I'm with a bunch of extras, and they're like, "Hey man, how'd you get this part?" And I was like, "Well, I auditioned
we're gonna go down this road, guys.
I love
it." Yeah,
I love it.
I was like, "What agency?" I was like, I told them what agency, and they was like, "Oh, you mean so?" I was like, "No, I know." And I said it again. You know, People Store. I love them.
Yeah.
And they were like, he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he was about to ask me questions, so I just pretended like something happened, and I walked away.
It's like, oh, my phone's ringing. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
You're like, oh snap!
Hello?
Yo, give me a second. I gotta.
Oh, it's my mom.
Oh, they were like, "Renette, we need you for rehearsal." I'm like, "Yes."
First team.
Oh, my favorite story is the Jorge story when we were going. We were meeting in the morning for divorce. And we meet in the Upper West Side, and then they drove us up to Westchester, or whatever. And and this guy, there were two buses. One was for background, one was for like principal. Yeah. And this dude comes up on a skateboard, and he goes, "This is Jorge telling me the story, but it's so vivid in my mind. I might as well have been there." The guy comes up and he like pops his skateboard. He goes over to to Jorge, as he was gonna shake his hand. He goes, "Hey man, is this the bus for background?" And Jorge went like this. Oh no!
I did not do that. That's awful. Dude, I would not have done that.
Told the story. That is how you told the story.
Wow.
I felt awful. I was like, no, I was gonna point to the other van. I would never do that.
But you were like background.
And here I am. You know what? You know who's working? Background's working, and I'm not. So he wins. He's working right now, and here I am in my daughter's closet talking to you guys. So you know what? I don't know. Maybe I am winning because I am talking to you guys, and I'm living vicariously through you all.
Yeah,
and we all won. We
all won. We had our time, and like we'll see what happens with the next few months. I might just go back to school and become an elementary school teacher, or I don't know. We'll see.
Elementary? I'd rather be a high school teacher.
Heck no, cool man. You think that?
Hey, teach.
Yeah.
And then Renette turns around. Hey, what's up?
What's up? You guys got TikTok? Let's do a cool TikTok.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Do all the dances?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can be
your feet go on. Remember that? Both your feet come on.
Yeah. I can't even do it. I wanted to so bad. I wish I had like fake legs prepared for this.
Yeah.
Just sneakers and sagging.
Dude, there was actually a guy on TikTok. He's a teacher, and he announced that he was quitting teaching because he's become TikTok famous, and he got.
He's quitting teaching because
he became TikTok famous, and he got an agent and everything.
Oh my!
What?
God.
Yeah, he's gonna do like voiceover stuff. I'm like, your stuff? I'm okay.
I tried TikTok and I just wasn't good at it.
Dude, TikTok, you have to. I tried TikTok obviously, and I did like 4 videos. And it takes a lot of work.
Yeah. And
it really does. And a lot of people can be annoyed at these little like kids. What do they call those? Like the dudes, like the sway house, the dick wigglers. Like, they're doing all their dances and they're like, me, me, me. And it's like, they put in a lot of work. Like, I have to give them credit where credit is due. Like, you know what? That it isn't easy just partying and doing TikToks. Like, they have a job and their job is to make TikToks, and they make a lot of money. So I couldn't do it.
Friends,
yeah.
His daughter is 6 years old.
Yeah.
And amazing at TikTok.
Yeah.
She knows how to I'm like, how the hell do you know this? I feel like an old man right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think that
Listen,
this
that's not
whole
how I want to be making my money. So,
no, man. But the thing is, like,
But I want to stay relevant, you know.
yeah. That thought has always crossed my mind. Like, maybe I got to do TikTok so I can stay relevant, so people know that
Yeah.
I'm still alive. I'm
So
in
the kids can
Texas.
follow.
Yeah. I talked to our good friend Yul Vasquez, and he told us not to do what we're doing in this shop talk. And he even said, he's like, yeah, and I even know some of your friends, so you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I heard him.
and I was so annoyed when he said that because I'm like, it's Jorge. Jorge's the one that fucking does the shop talk, and not me.
Oh, shut up. You guys participate.
Yeah, because you started.
This is my podcast. I have to talk about something.
Yeah, of course. Don't get me wrong. But
So what do you want to talk about? Like making spaghetti?
You don't got to text me deadline links.
I didn't. That was an important deadline link. Was it not? It was about the Oscars situation.
Yeah.
Did I not send that to you?
You did.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Like, seriously, what do you all think about that?
Wait, which situation?
The whole Oscar situation. By 2024, in order to be considered for a Best Picture nomination, you must include a lead or a strong supporting lead of color or of, LGBTQ or disabled, or they have to be present.
Or women.
Or women.
Yeah.
And the story also has to be around LGBTQ, about women, about disabled people.
Subjects. Yeah.
Those are the stipulations now to be considered for a Best Picture nomination. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would never be considered. Lord of the Rings,
Private Ryan.
never be considered. Saving Private Ryan, never considered.
Yeah.
Right.
Alien, never considered. Silence of the Lambs, never considered. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be making good movies still, but it's just like, whoa, Renee's disappeared.
As usual.
Yeah, but it just, this is just me. It's kind of like, why set those parameters? What it feels like now is like I'm back in school and they give you a prompt to write about, and this is the only parameters that you have to abide by in order to be recognized for a Best Picture. But once again, you don't have to make movies just for Oscars. So there still could be a lot of good. There, Renee's sideways again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My whole thing.
You're hooking up to McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You got me.
There you are.
There you are.
Here's the thing, though. I don't subscribe to the idea of making movies, for the sake of winning awards. Oscars.
Yeah.
And I know that's a thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware that
people fish for it. George Clooney is guilty of that.
I get that, but
I have beef with him.
But do you? I mean, I guess I don't care who wins the Oscar a particular year.
I stopped caring about the Oscar.
If it was my favorite film, then I might be like, oh, that's awesome. But you think I'm gonna remember 2 days later or the next year who won last year? I don't fucking care. If I liked the movie, I liked it, or didn't like it.
No, exactly. No, but there's
if it's just to be considered, the thing is, the way I look at it, the way I consume movies and stuff like that, I don't care. If they want to do that, who gives a shit? Because I don't care who wins the Oscar.
No, exactly.
That just means, more broader stories. So, okay, like you said, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would have been considered. But who cares? I liked it.
I love the movie. But at the same time, you don't – I don't know. I think for me personally, the Oscars have lost their credibility years ago. They've missed out on a lot of opportunities. They've snubbed a bunch of people before. But I'm just like, this is like right now with this, it's just like, I think the Oscars are really grasping at straws right now to remain relevant, and like people like, I think they're not as prestigious as they used to be. I would rather, like personally, like, I think I'd rather make a good movie that people will remember, and I think that's going to happen. And like, the fact that like Netflix is popping out some good movies, or like Amazon's popping out, or Hulu, might just change the whole awards situation. I don't, and like you said, you're completely right that like people shouldn't make movies or join movies for the sole purpose of trying to win an Oscar. They shouldn't. I mean, if there are definitely people who fish for Oscars, you know who they are. You know, DiCaprio's probably done that. You know,
yeah.
And it would be cool. Like, I mean, each of us would not turn down an Oscar nomination, but we wouldn't have to worry about that because we're all Latino.
Right, but you know,
it's never happening. It's never happening.
We're good.
The Oscars could have but they could have just not even had that stipulation and just went ahead and chose films.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, they didn't have to like bend the knee like that to be addressed. They could have just said, you know what? Let's just choose films that are worthy of it. Like the whole year of the Oscars So White, didn't a Mexican win?
Yeah.
The award? It was either Cuarón, Iñárritu, or it was one of those two that won it. And then like the last like 4 or 5 years, it's been a Mexican director. And the person who was really like vocal about it was Jada Pinkett Smith because of Will Smith's movie Concussion, and that movie wasn't that good. It just, you know, like there's better movies out there at that point in time. But that did set, you know, the ball rolling.
Oh yeah,
it set it in motion. And so I don't know. I'm in a weird place about it. I feel like I think I was telling Renes is that for me personally, if you are going to be nominated for anything, if you've put in the hard work, if you've taken the time, like you spent the last year and a half writing something and you come up with the money to get it produced and you have a great director attached to it, but we happen to write something, it is good, but there's an equally good movie made by all white people, you know, like say it's a movie, biopic about Beethoven or something like that, you know, and they just won't get in the competition. It's kind of like, what's that all about? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even
think that's what the ask is either.
Like, yeah, no.
Asking to shun white filmmakers or stories.
No, it's white men is what they're.
Yeah, like straight white men. Straight white men is like.
You can't have a full movie just of straight white dudes.
So no. I'm saying. Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think anyone is asking, and I mean anyone, meaning the minority community, us. I don't think we're asking for that. I think we're just asking that we be included also.
We didn't ask for it, but then they went above and beyond.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Going above and beyond.
And that's the thing. It's kind of like, yeah, are they going to start doing that for like TV and film? Are they just going to be firing people? Like, I mean, I'm grateful for
you got to hire. Yeah.
You got to hire. Like you see a breakdown and it says, you know, John Riggins or something like that. You know what I mean? You obviously know it's a white dude, but then in the breakdown it says like not Caucasian.
Yeah,
it's just like, you don't have to like just say any ethnicity. Open ethnicity. Let the best person, like, you know, like
exactly. Perfect.
You don't need to meet quotas. Like, don't just hand stuff over just because we're POCs.
Right.
BI, they added the BIs now, so BI POCs to the equation. So it's kind of like you don't need to like bend the needle. It's like there's stories for us, and if we're gonna be good, we're gonna be.
How about sometimes, or you know, I see a breakdown sometimes, and I wonder in the story if it matters that character is white. Like,
exactly. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It could be any ethnicity. That's what I said. It's open. Like my character for FBI was Jay Hicks.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. So that could have been anybody.
Right.
Anybody. You know what I mean? Like I had friends. I grew up with a kid. His name is Mikey Hohenstein. Mexican.
Yeah.
Mexican. Wow. Spanish first.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
You know what I mean? Yes. So would he be considered like, you know, part of that? And it's just a weird like situation now with like this whole, like for me personally, if I'm going to like go out and audition and put in the hard work, I want to know that what I've gone out for. And I mean, I think that, well, whoa, Renes's headshot. And then, and you know, it'll show in the work, but I don't know, man, it's weird. But I don't know. It's a weird situation, and I know it's a big argument because there have been predominantly white male led shows for years and years and years and years. You know, there's always going to be the hero of the show that's usually a white dude, and
Like the Flash, Arrow.
Flash, Arrow. Yeah. Well, I mean, Spider-Man went outside the
Oh
box,
yeah.
and they did with Into the Spider-Verse. So that was pretty cool. It's interesting. It's interesting to see what will happen. Like on the opposite end of the spectrum, though, there was a cartel guy down here in Laredo. They called him El Barbie because he was blonde, blue eyes. He's Mexican, from Nuevo Laredo, and he was one of the captains of I think the Gulf Cartel or something like that. He got arrested, and now they're making a biopic about him. And Charlie Hunnam is supposed to play this guy.
Who? What?
The
Charlie
British
Hunnam?
white dude from
King Arthur.
Yeah, King Arthur.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy, Green Street Hooligans. Man, that's going to raise so much hell. People are going to get so pissed down here.
No, I don't. Oh, down there probably. But I don't think the world's going to care.
Yeah, the world's not going to care.
No, but I'm sure there are Mexican actors who are blonde and blue-eyed.
I know a few of them. I even know like Argentine actors that are blonde, blue eyes because they're descendants of Nazis.
Right. We're going to have to talk about that. That's not for this podcast.
It is. Yeah, no. We're going to talk about this. You see, in 1941, the Nazis
escaped. At one point, I heard that there was like 3 million of Hitler's youth being trained in Argentina. And at any point, if they wanted to invade us, they just had to march north, and they never did.
What?
Yeah, dude.
With the youth?
There's rumors that Hitler escaped to Argentina.
Yeah.
And died like an old man in his hundreds.
There's communities of German-speaking communities down there still. It's amazing. It's crazy.
Every time you grab your mug, it looks like I don't know why, it reminds me of a container of Nutella.
Nutella is delicious, but we
didn't know that, Jorge.
It's a Whataburger Yeti.
He goes, Nutella's delicious, as if it's something that it's not a universal truth.
I'm not gonna lie, I found out about it in like 2016 is when I found out.
Dude, I was late to the game with Nutella.
2014.
Yeah,
I was definitely an adult when I had Nutella. You're right.
I was definitely an adult, and it's also because like my parents wouldn't buy it for me. It's a little bit more expensive.
You didn't grow up on that shit. You didn't grow up on this shit. Come on.
No.
It's been around for a while too. I had no clue.
On Sunny Delight.
No. My dad told me, he's like, "Yo, son." He's like, "Son, with Sunny D." He's like, "Because it's so thick and sweet, you got to cut it with water."
So thick, bro. That shit leaves a fucking film.
Yeah, it's like drinking saliva. So like aloe. It's like drinking aloe.
I sent that commercial to my nephew who's like 26, but he never seen it before. The OJ, we got purple stuff.
Oh, Sunny D.
Yeah,
soda, purple stuff.
No, he didn't know. He didn't know where the Dave Chappelle joke came from. That like purple stuff. He didn't know, and I'm like, oh, let me show you the commercial. Because that's where it comes from.
I had the Tampico. You remember that one? It's like
the
99-cent version of that. That's the one you cut with water. My dad told me he had to cut orange juice like it was cocaine. Yeah. He's like, you gotta cut it, son. You gotta cut it because if you don't, it's not gonna be.
You gotta boil it too. You gotta boil it so it evaporates.
We used to get the frozen ones from concentrate. So it's a little canister, and then you drop it, and you put like water, like 2 of those things of water, and then crush it in there. Yeah, we used to do that. It's crazy, and that's because we had an orange tree in our backyard. Yeah. We have the citrus everywhere down here. We're like the home of the ruby red grapefruit and oranges everywhere. There's like orchards everywhere down here.
When I first moved to Miami, we had an orange tree in the backyard. I was like, "We got a tree!" I'm from Brooklyn, And I was like, "You got an orange tree?" I was like,
tree?
Man, we're rich.
Yeah. That was my aunt's house. We're renting it.
Dude, now you're gonna like buy that from her, just the tree.
No, that's the hood. I'm not going.
Where's that? Like in Hialeah?
You're
gonna like
Liberty City,
somewhere like closer to Liberty City.
Wow, I only know that because I was watching that show, Cocaine Cowboys.
Oh yeah, I heard of it. I never saw it though.
It's good. It's good. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's really good. They're making a movie version of that.
With me in it.
With Mark Wahlberg. So it's close.
I play a stunt double.
You don't want to play
I'm a stand-in.
Dude, that's awesome. So like, what do you forecast for the rest of the year for you guys?
I think Ernest is going to buy a house by the end of the year.
Man, dude, I would love to. And if
Once
I
he
did, it would be
finishes
in
shooting the
Atlanta.
new Harry Potter movies,
Yeah.
Yo,
Slash
you're a
Zack
wizard,
Snyder's
baby.
unreleased.
Yo, Harry, you're a
it's
wizard.
the Snyder cut Harry Potter.
Yo, Harry, that's crazy.
Hey, yo,
Bro,
Harry.
like, for real,
Yo, dead
wizard,
ass. Yo,
son.
Harry, dead ass. Yo,
Yo, that's my
Yo,
word.
dead ass.
Yo.
Your word is bond, Harry. Hey, yo, you gotta put a spell on that bitch, son.
His wand is a gun.
It's gotta.
Yo, let me see that scar. Let me see that scar, yo.
Yo, I'm gonna put a
Yo,
Patronus
you're
on
a
you,
wizard,
bitch.
yo. You're a wizard.
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
Yeah, I fuck with that Patronus. Yeah, yeah, I fuck with Hufflepuff.
Patronus Silver.
My Patronus is Cardi B.
Yeah.
It's the WAP. Yeah, imagine that. Where would that Hogwarts be in America? The Bronx.
Rikers Island.
Yeah,
Nah, it'd be like
Rikers Island is actually Hogwarts. Imagine that. There's like a new series where they like Rikers ends up being like a Hogwarts, and it's really like a magical place where like a lot of like cool things happen.
All right, let's copyright this. Let's make it. We'll
Yeah,
call
let's
it
do that.
Magic.
We're documenting it right now. It's gonna be recorded on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and on YouTube.
Oh,
And if it's taken,
There's
low battery.
Vanessa's headshot.
Just in case you didn't know what I look like, there's
Yeah.
my headshot.
We're gonna send that guy to you.
Hold on. I'm a little blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny,
Whoa.
you need to sit down. Stop showing off.
Put some pants on.
Yeah, stop
sun-
showing off those pecs. You have the fancy camera setup. See, you tried to tell me about this whole like cam link thing.
Yeah.
I got it, and I don't have an HDMI cable. So
You have one lying around?
no, my friend.
All right, I have like 50 of them just lying around my
Dude.
house.
Settle
Dude,
down,
send him
rich
one.
kid. That's that commercial money you got there.
HDMI, bro. I only have one HDMI wire, and I use it for everything.
Oh
I
my!
either switch it. I switch it for.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
I have one HDMI, and that's for like my Blu-ray player.
So just use that cable. You still watch Blu-rays?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
I watched
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
Well, just when you're zooming, just use.
Well,
that
get a
cable.
PlayStation
Put it
or
back when
something.
you're done.
Realize those are expensive. I haven't worked since 2018.
Okay. Respect
My
that.
my OnlyFans is not
Okay.
doing too well.
Yeah, I'm gonna start one. See what happens.
We should all
Because
start one.
Here's the deal. Look, I've checked out OnlyFans to see what it was.
Yeah,
And-
Okay, just to see. I was just
See what it was?
curious.
Yeah, I was.
You know, I
like,
thought
what
I'd
is
just
this
poke
OnlyFans
around in
thing?
there.
Well,
I
See
was
what,
like,
you know,
how come,
what
how come
happens.
my agent hasn't told me about this? You know, and
Yeah.
so, but like, you got to pay before you can preview anything.
Uh,
So like, I'm
Oh,
just
so how
gonna,
much did you
I'm just gonna have a
spend?
bunch of videos up that you can't see.
No, there's actually podcasts
No,
that do have
look.
OnlyFans.
Look,
There are.
really?
there's
Mhm. There are podcasts that do have
Podcast.
their podcasts, like Legion of Skanks. They have their OnlyFans. They'll do like a half hour of OnlyFans, and then they'll go like to their live stream. So,
my OnlyFans is gonna be just self tapes.
dude, we should do that. Just like, man, you know what the most awkward thing? Like, okay, so I don't know if y'all deal with
man, let's
this,
do it.
but I hate.
You like breaking
So-
up, George? Jorge,
Am I-
Jorge. I called you George.
Oh,
Oh, that's weird.
man.
Because you were called.
Only my,
Yeah, I
yeah,
just called you
well,
George.
only
Sorry
my
about that.
wife and you will
That was
call me
weird.
George.
Yeah.
What's you know what is the hardest thing for me in a self tape? It's the full body slate. You know where you have to like scan up and down. He's like, "Hi, I'm Jorge Chapa.
What?
I'm 5'10", and I'm reading for the role of Detective Jenkins, and I'm rep by Collier Talent in Austin, Texas." And then
Yeah, that's
it just goes like this. Thank you.
I push this camera all the way back and I stand on that wall over there. And I just
Do
if
you?
it goes up to my shins, I'm like, well, that's all you get, my fucking shins.
yeah. I usually send them.
No, I only go shins,
and
because
I don't even pan. I don't pan or anything. I just cut to a shot of me standing there.
I
was
just
like, hi, I'm Ernesto Vera, and it was just me standing straight for like 3 seconds.
no,
I was
but
looking at the camera like this.
Ernest just like, it's on.
I've done that.
I'm Ernest.
But like I do myself tapes in my kid's playroom, and so whenever he's getting back, there's all these little toys on the sides because like, I have to clean it out. I have to have a full wall, and it's just like, what do they expect?
Or he's kicking shit.
Yeah, well, we have these big old things. They're like these
stepping
stuffed,
on Legos.
yeah, well, there's these big like stuffed animals we have that they're called squashmallows. And they're like huge little stuffed animals. They're like the size of my kid, and she has like 4 of them. And so I have to get rid of those things because they're just like up against the wall. And so I have to clear that out. And then, that's probably why I haven't worked.
That's it.
That's
You're like that tape was amazing. Whoa, what's with the slates?
Whoa. What's with the
slate is
squashmallows?
not-
Come on.
Seriously,
What are you going to do about the
squashmallows.
kid when you get the job?
Yeah.
Huh?
Buy more squashmallows?
Is that how he's gonna spend his money on set? He's just gonna be Googling squashmallows and buying them.
That's a lot of
If Squashmallow is listening and you want to sponsor this podcast, hit me up. I'm on Instagram at Jorge's Isolation Podcast. I'm open for sponsor. Squashmallows. They're cool. There's like a little ice princess like named Fiona.
Hey, what's up? You know?
Huh? Do I know who?
You know what else is?
You just lost
Fantastic.
your train of thought. I would Twix, if you want to sponsor this podcast,
Twix.
hit me up. Jorge's Isolation Podcast.
Yeah,
on
Twix,
Instagram.
guys.
Twix, 2 for me, none
There's
for
the right
you.
Twix, the left Twix. Exactly, Twix.
Exactly.
The caramel crunchy wafer cookie.
So
Chocolate.
Twix. Who would be a good? Huh?
What
What?
would be a good idea? This is neither here nor there. I just listened to this podcast, Smartless, with Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes.
Oh, way
guys
to
are not
promote
successful.
another podcast with more successful
You can
actors.
cut this out. You can cut this out. But it's funny because it's the 3 of them, and then the whole idea is that one of them brings a guest and doesn't tell the other 2 who it is.
Yeah.
And then they just like kind of interview them or whatever.
Mhm.
I just imagine the 3 of us interviewing one person. I think that'd be fun.
Mule.
Those 2
Yeah,
would be-
remember we had the idea of doing like our own little separate podcast, us 3, and then Danny was like, "No, I hate you guys." And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't- it's like the thing is,
You know
you
what? I
guys,
don't want to be
you
dependent
guys,
on
you know, exactly. It's like that podcasts take work, and I would rather not work with you guys.
Yeah.
That's what Danny said.
You're right.
That's
You
how
know-
I interpreted what you said.
Yeah, and that was your 90% correct. So that was a good interpretation of what I said.
So
I don't
meanwhile,
want for something like this. You're
so
right.
if you guys come on for another 5 podcasts, I'm going to put it up to America because by then, so if I bring you in every 10 episodes, I'll probably be getting about 50 downloads an episode by then. Because right now I'm
it's 50 of the same people.
well, yes, because they're downloading. I'm having my family download on every app. So I have Rosa downloading on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. You can listen to this podcast on all of those. And even Renes's headshot, when it pops up, it means business.
Why did
Yeah, it's like it's because I'm doing this on my phone, so I was getting a notification, so I was trying to put it on
His
do not
agent
disturb.
is probably his publicist right now is like,
No.
you know what? Did you?
My buddy DJ,
Don't talk about that.
yeah. My buddy DJ was just texting me and calling me, and
Telling you about his
he and
COVID
family just
situation?
yeah. So like, I was just
How
wishing him.
do you get your headshot to appear? What is that?
Watch, it's easy.
Whoa!
Where do you put that setting? Where is it?
Well, it's when you well, it's on my phone. So like when I slide down the
Do you have a
when
picture of your headshot as your background on your phone?
No, that's not my background. That's just my profile pic, I guess. It
What
shows
is
up
your
when-
background on your phone? It better not be a picture of yourself.
He can't show. How's he gonna show us? He's on his phone right now.
I'm just asking him what it is. He doesn't have to show
Believe it or
us.
not- Believe it or
Oh,
not, it is. It's believe it or not, it's an Oscar.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening.
It's been that for the last couple of years, and now it's like.
Is that your
last
vision
10
board?
That's his vision. I was about to say that's his vision.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you win that Oscar, but just know
I'm-
you
It's
didn't
gonna
earn
be
it.
easy. Yeah.
Your chances have just
I'm
increased.
gonna go knock out this Oscar-worthy
No.
screenplay.
But that's okay.
Nomination.
Okay, you can still get a nomination as an actor. It's only the Best Picture nominations, isn't it?
I'm actually really cool with the acting thing. A lot of people are gonna have opportunities that they never got before.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah, that's phenomenal. It's just the
this,
story thing. The story thing. That's
Yeah.
limited.
It is limited. It's like I was telling Danny, and I think I told you, it's like a high school prompt. You're writing an essay for a standardized test. Here are the stipulations. He's like, oh, here are the things you got to work with. Now write a script with that.
Yeah.
But then again, like, how many, look at Dune. I just saw the trailer for Dune, and like, this is an outer space world,
It's the third remake or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's a remake, and it looks beautiful, but you have so many different people and there's so much diversity in that, so it looks good,
Yeah,
so
you got Jason Momoa, you got
Batista.
Batista's in it too?
Yeah, there's a cat in the back.
And where? In my back?
No,
No, because that'd have been terrifying. I'm like, I don't have a cat.
what would you do if a hand started rubbing your head?
I'd be like, guys, just this is something you got to record, and I'm probably never going to see you guys
because
again.
Then no, because if it is that, either you go missing or you have a haunted house, and I'm sorry, but I would probably get monetized because I would get millions of views because I would just
it's just like
this is
and you would finally be haunted.
Oh yeah, no, I would probably be relevant. So I was listening to, and we were talking about other people's podcasts of other actors. So I'm going to slip down a notch from the IMDb ratings from Bateman and was it Will Arnett, right? Will Arnett
and Michael Hayes.
Yeah,
Sean Hayes.
So they're like maybe in the top 500 in their star meters. I was listening to Michael Rosenbaum's podcast. Yeah, I love it too. And for some reason, the other night, he was talking to, was it Seth Green? No, Karen Gillan.
Okay, yeah.
Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy. She was in Oculus and Jumanji. For some reason he brought up the star meter on IMDb, and she was like number 24 or something like that. And he's like, I don't know what I'm at. Like it's just like I don't know, maybe 1,000 something like that. 15. I'm a nobody. And they looked it up. He was like 1,520 something. Then he's like, yeah, you know who I want to talk to? I want to talk to the guy who's like 135,000. It's like probably like a second camera operator or something like that. And so I was working out when I listened to that. I'm like, I wonder where I'm at right now. Yeah. And if he's associating 113,000 with a second camera operator, I feel like my life is over because I'm at 213,000 right now.
Oh man,
I'm lower to the expectation of a second camera operator. Guys, you're like at 66. Danny, you're at 100 and something. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you. So what was the lowest?
The lowest I ever got to?
Yeah.
60 some.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. But the thing fluctuates because like last week
I
was at 90,000 like 2 weeks ago. So there, Renessa is getting. It's his FBI guy. Is like, did I understand that Jorge let something slip? Yeah,
I'm gonna have to move my camera because my phone charger is.
Oh, guys, I have to pee anyway, so.
Yeah. You can go. Renessa and I can keep talking.
You're gonna start your own podcast.
Yeah, we're
gonna
talk about it now that you're gone. I mean.
All right, no, you know what? I'm gonna fucking wait it out. Fuck you. I'm gonna wait it out.
I'm holding my pee. I mean, you guys are worth it.
In a bottle while I was.
I'll pee right in this cup, dude. All right.
I'm in my kid's closet. There's diapers everywhere, so I'm good.
I'm in my bedroom and.
You have
I
diapers
got an empty
there.
gallon right here.
Oh, that's what's up. I have this. I'm just like Bear Grylls. I'm just refilling it.
So Renessa can fill that up in one sitting.
Sometimes, depending. Like in the morning, I can at least do a half.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. I'm a giant, dude.
How much water do you drink a day?
So for instance, if I usually carry a gallon of water on me, like during during lunch alone, I'll drink like half a gallon. And then I drink when I work out, and I drink when I'm thirsty, drink when my mouth is dry.
That's as you should.
Like normal. So
Yeah.
you should be a normal person.
Yeah, hydration is key. Do you find yourself feeling that you need to keep in shape for the job you're working?
But here's the deal. So I didn't know when I was going to come back. And so I wanted to lose this weight. I had this plan on losing all this weight, but I can't lose a drastic amount of weight.
Why not?
Because of continuity. And
who's going to pay attention to that?
And there's people out there that, especially, yeah.
It's like whole websites.
I wanted to drop this weight for months already. In March, I was supposed to be done, but the pandemic happened, and I was like, all right, once this is over, I'm gonna hit the gym. I already had dropped to the lowest I had been since 2012. I was 350, which is low. Last year was 420, and so like I was trying to drop back down to like my twos. I haven't been in my twos since
high school.
Dude, since college. Since 2007, I haven't been in my twos. So shit. I want to drop down, and I was on that way. Yeah, I'm doing. As soon as this is over, I'm gonna work out in between. But as soon as this is over, this is gonna be the fattest I've been in a while. This should be the fattest.
I finally decided that it was that time to start losing the weight, and I've said it many years. I even have some YouTube videos saying, oh, this is my health challenge. I want to do this. It was like 2018, 2019. There's always something. And I've finally been sticking to it, and I've dropped 24 pounds so far.
You look thinner.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look thinner.
It's the camera angle. I'm learning about angles, a lot of YouTube tutorials on how to make myself look. I'm wearing darker colors. But I have lost some weight, and I'm feeling really good. And I just want to see if I can follow through the end of the year to see how much I can lose. And then, I don't know, see if, here's the thing. Like, we know that, since nothing has been shooting, people are going to get bored, there's not going to be enough TV shows. There's going to be an abundance of stuff being shot everywhere.
Oh yeah.
At one time.
Work is going to be,
it's going to be crazy. And so I want to see how that affects casting for me. I think I've said it with either both of you at any time. It's like, I wonder what would have happened casting wise if I would have had more of a shot if I had lost the weight, because there have been auditions where I'm just like, man, like there's, when you crush, like, when you've got in the room and you're just like, the only thing holding me back is just the guy that I'm looking at in the mirror right now. It's like that, because that's what they're seeing in the camera. And like, I think Danny and I went out for the same thing one time for this detective for a show. And, the breakdown was like a father who loves his family, former alcoholic, religious. And that's like all of me. And and then the final part of the breakdown was like ex-Marine. So I was like, you might as well not even put ex-Marine. They want Navy.
They want John Cena. Want John Cena. That's what they want. They want John Cena.
They want Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or they want like Jason Statham or John Wick. It's just like, no imagination. Like, like I have a lot of friends that are ex-military, and none of them are in shape.
No,
none.
They all have big gray beards, ponytails, and like in the belly,
and 2A stickers on their trucks.
What's funny is that like the guy who got it, he actually. They don't make him look kind of in shape. They do make him look.
Yeah.
Like his suit's a little too big and he's a little frumpy.
Because
he's only like he's barely 230 of muscle. Like he only has like 80% muscle. That's it. I want to make it realistic.
He's only like 6'7". He looks like JJ Watt. But
that's funny.
Yeah, man, and that's happened several times where I'm not saying that I would have booked it. I just want to know how much further I would have been in the mix had
bro,
because it does play. I mean, we got to be real with ourselves, and
absolutely,
if people say no, it doesn't matter. It's talent will always trump everything. I'm like, no, it won't. Like, if you're saying that, you haven't worked enough.
Yeah, dude. If I was ripped, I'd be the next Dwayne Johnson. Like,
it's
no doubt in my mind.
And it's not being negative. I mean, there's people that have lost weight and like, whoa, their whole, resume changes, and it's even people have gained weight and their resume changes. It just opens up other doors. Like I've already established myself as the big dude, in this little area, but there's like, I remember the very first big pilot I ever went in for. It was for Last Man on Earth? Last Man that
Standing. Last Man on Earth with
Will Forte. Will Forte. So I went in for the best friend, the big guy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a big guy.
About, yeah.
And in that waiting room, I was small. I was skinny, like by at least 100 pounds. I was small, not just skinnier than everybody there. I was shorter by about a foot. Like these were big men. Like we did not fit on all the couches, and that's because there were love seats. Like, and it's just like I was like, okay, so that's one area. Like I'm in a very nice area. I did get a lot of work, being the size that I am. So I don't think being my size is a bad thing, because I have,
it's work for you. It's work for you,
I just want to see what would happen if I changed my appearance a little bit. Maybe
there's
grew
a
out my
couple
hair.
things.
Got some plugs. Huh?
Yeah. there's a couple things that I know that I'm like, yo, I know I could have booked this if I was jacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some professional wrestler for that show Heels. I auditioned a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if I was like super ripped, I mean, I'm a big dude. I'm muscular, and I'm husky, whatever. At the same time, I'm muscular, and I just know that I was like, man, if I was ripped, there's so many other roles that I could have had. Like my reps in LA tried to get me an audition for Creed 2 to play Drago's son.
Oh wow!
But I wasn't ripped enough, so,
to even be seen.
That was it.
Yeah, and we're not at a point in our careers where we have enough clout to give casting or production directors, producers, the studios or whatever, the confidence to say, you know what, we're still going to cast them like they did with Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And say, we're going to give you 6 months to get in shape. We're going to pay for everything so you do get in shape. Like
that's the dream.
It is
that's
the dream. It is the dream. I mean, I would love to be on a Marvel production. I would love to like be in a point where they're like, you know what, Jorge, we've seen what you've done. We like what you do. But here's the thing, like we need you to drop down to 200 lean. And I would say, get me on the juice.
Yeah. Dude, honestly,
would you juice if they said like, hey, you know what, this is it. This is a 4-movie deal. And it's like a character you've been wanting to play, since you were a kid. I know Danny wanted to play one of the disciples because he's a good God-fearing man. And so you have to lean out because a lot of people, you could be Judas. That's perfect for you. You could play, or you could play the guy who said him. Yeah. And the one who denied him.
Yeah. Judas
denied him too. He gave him a kiss and said, bye.
Yeah, he was like, that's him.
So you would have to just eat fish and olives. That's what they ate back then in the Bible.
That sounds pretty
fish,
good.
olive, and bail. I don't like.
The Bible at the time back then in the Bible.
Yeah. What? There was the Old Testament. I'm talking about New Testament.
Back in the Bible.
Back then in the Bible.
Yeah. There was the first part of the Bible. It was already written. Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
They typed it out on papyrus.
Papaya? Oh man.
Yeah,
dude,
they just chiseled it up.
Food.
You want
the
food?
UPS code on the back.
Yeah.
I want food, man.
they chiseled it in back then. The barcode. And they would just go beep. Yeah. But wouldn't you want to do something like that? That would be just like the dream. To do something.
Look, I would do it. I would do it.
I would love to do that, but then what if it's like a Hellboy situation where the Officer Hopper from Stranger Things, he got in like awesome shape, the best shape possible, and then they put a whole bodysuit on him.
Yeah,
but like,
huh?
He married
Allen.
What'd you say?
Sorry,
what?
David Harbour, the guy we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What?
You keep
cutting.
You know
that is? British singer.
Who's he married?
He just married someone, right?
Lily Allen.
She's young.
Lonely Island.
Yeah. Lily Allen. You know who Lily Allen's brother is?
Yeah.
Reek.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
Theon Greyjoy. Alfie Allen. Yeah.
No clue who that
You don't
is.
watch Game of Thrones? See,
I
that's
saw-
a show
saw
I
like
want to
4
do.
episodes.
You're
Like,
a piece of shit in this.
Yeah, seriously,
Huh?
Renez, get it together. Like, Game of Thrones is the show I would love to do, and I would love to do like the new one, but it's all about the freaking Targaryens. They're all blonde.
Well,
So
we could do it. Let's do it. You know what? We're gonna
if they
do it. I'm
travel
gonna
to a
make
different
sure.
land,
No, we're gonna make sure it happens.
what are we gonna play? Like trolls?
I'll play whatever. I'll play a tree if they want me to.
I would
don't
play
care.
a magical tree.
Yeah. Like,
Here, suckle of my sap. It'll heal you.
he plays guitar. If you suckle from my side and start singing. Yeah, I'm
It
terrible.
will give you a whap.
Yeah, there you
That's why I gotta put like content is not for people under 18
go.
in the show notes.
That's how you stay
Yeah.
relevant.
Well,
See? Staying relevant. That's going to be the name of my podcast.
Staying
relevant with Vanessa Vera.
Yeah. And what would your advice be to staying relevant?
They're
Because I
just
need to
gonna
know.
whap.
Whap.
Yeah.
Today's episode.
There. Man, like you look so
Instagram.
cool doing that though, because you have your fancy camera connected to your computer, and I have clamp lights, and I'm in my daughter's closet, and I can't just look into the camera and say, "Whap."
Whap.
And
But I just have window light.
you got
Oh,
a
you-
fancy camera. What are you working with? An Ari Alexa?
I don't have that kind of money. I don't have commercial.
WAP.
You just did a national commercial.
Well, I haven't got my residuals yet.
For WAP.
So you are gonna get that's what the health was. This was like it's a Ben Shapiro sponsored ad. It's like having a WAP is just a medical disorder. You know, my wife is a medical doctor, and she said like if you have something like that, then you have some kind of congenital vaginal disease. So you need to get that checked out.
You gotta check your lady bits.
Every day, 14 people are diagnosed with WAP.
It's one of those things, and it's just like a bunch of people just playing basketball and hiking through the woods.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
It's like I remember.
I didn't know I had WAP until I was 19.
Yeah. I was
I'm
14 when
terrible.
it was pointed out in class that I had WAP. I was ridiculed and mocked constantly. But then I took
There's always that. There's,
Wapinix.
Wappy dog.
The side effects make
there's always that serious
Dap.
story. There's always that serious story. It's like I was with my wife and
Yeah.
we had just got married. We were in the Bahamas and
Life was looking.
something happened. Yeah. And then boom, WAP.
WAP
I
happened.
didn't know where it came from.
And the sound
That
effect.
changed our life.
The sound effect could be a wet like snack, and then out of nowhere, wet.
and then the next scene is them surfing or kayaking with whales. they're just there. It's like, but then I took Wapinex. You know, common side effects for WAP.
WAP.
Dap, dry
Heart
mouth,
attack, sudden blindness. Sudden blindness,
And-
risk of death,
and depression.
diarrhea.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor, man. These are symptoms. Or if you
I
had
was-
any ramen noodles in the last 6 weeks.
But I was in a plaque psoriasis commercial. That was the last thing I did. And that wasn't as bad as WAP,
No,
you know.
that's the opposite. It's dry skin.
That's exactly what it is. It's just, I was dealing with DAP. That's all. No, that was, did it just hit you?
That's what you need to take for a wrap.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a WAP. That's how
All right,
they
guys, he's WAP.
He's WAPed.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up,
I
guys.
can't wait to go to the WAP party.
Oh man,
That
we're
sounds
definitely
fun.
never working again.
Yeah.
Once the folks at Harry Potter find out that you're saying all this, you're gonna get fired.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, if he finds out. Ooh.
You're not gonna make the Snyder cut.
How am I going to play the Green Lantern? I mean, oops.
I'm gonna cut that out.
No, don't cut it out. Let everyone know.
I want everyone to know that you're the Green Lantern. Okay, so you guys you've known me for a while. Have you had a dream role come up during this time of thought and introspection.
What do you mean, like
Like,
a role that
is
we
there a
thought of?
role?
Or?
Like, yeah, it's like, you know what? Like, I really want to play this one particular role. It doesn't have to be like a particular character. Like, you don't have to play, I don't know, Daniel playing Judas, or but like it could be a particular role.
You know what I want to do?
Because I asked Joel this, and he's like, "No, man, like George, let me tell you something. Like it
But
everything I've done is like
the dream role.
is the dream role, because we're working, and stop saying booked."
But I have to agree with him. Okay?
He's right.
That's my answer. I saw Yule's answer, and I was like,
yeah. I mean, true, but
he's had a few more to choose from, though.
Yeah,
But when you're saying a dream role, you're saying something something you have not done that you are looking forward to doing. So
yeah.
That's to choose from.
Yeah, there's definitely something I want to do. I want to play a detective in a gritty TV series.
A serious series.
Yeah. I want to play a detective in True Detective. That's my dream.
I want to play like a hero dad that's like, where's my daughter, in the middle of Times Square type of thing, goes
Taken.
Like Taken 4, Latino, like, sex trafficking and stuff. Like it's gonna be great. No, I just want something that, like, I want to play a role that, or like, or like that mentor that, like, maybe that football coach that's like more than just Forrester. A coach.
You could be like Sean Connery.
What's the one?
Which one?
San Andreas.
Walking Tall. Yeah. I want to be the lead in a movie where it shows a serious side of me, and it shows that I'm more than just a big guy. That's what I want to do.
Is that the serious side?
Yeah. I
like,
wanna,
would
I
a
wanna
serious
do something
side
that's serious.
Yeah. Would you please would you have been open to a part like on the Green Mile playing like John Coffey? Because Michael Clark Duncan was
absolutely
guy.
He was nominated for an Oscar,
and he the character that was written. I mean, it was he was supposed to be a black man because of the reason why he went to jail was that he murdered 2 white girls. But he was Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Green Mile or read the book, get out from under that.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't? So cover your ears real quick. Cover your ears.
Guys, I have a lazy eye.
You're just figuring that out?
Yeah.
You know what? I heard that's really good luck, and I think you're going to book another commercial.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Hello.
I just realized his eye is smaller than this eye.
Maybe you have Bell's palsy.
I had Bell's palsy. That is not fun.
Dude, I didn't know that Milo Ventimiglia from This Is Us and Gilmore Girls, he had this thing where the nerves kind of went dead when he was a baby, so he talks out the side of his mouth.
Yeah. That's why they cast him in Rocky.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because him and Sly is like, doesn't matter who hits, how hard you get hit.
But I know heroes.
And he's like, Dad, I don't.
Well, I knew he talked out of his mouth, but I thought it was just like a quirk that he had like growing up that he couldn't just snap out of. But it's an actual, nerve thing.
I mean, but he was born.
My mother-in-law has the same thing.
Dude,
you know what I noticed when I'm doing self-tapes? I notice that I do that. Sometimes when I say word with S's, my mouth, I like this. You guys notice things?
You drew the Drew Barrymore. You just talk from the side of your mouth like this a little bit.
Yeah, but it's only when it's like S's.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I don't know. I just
I shrug a lot. Like, I don't know if you all go back and watch that. Like, I'm always shrugging because I feel like my shirt is stuck under one of my fats.
Like, what's your thing? What's your go-to thing to do? Like your body movement when you're doing a self-tape or an audition? Should you say this? I don't know. Like, is this like a private thing?
What do you mean by go-to?
Like what's your thing? Like in an audition?
I lick my lips like LL Cool J. I'm like,
and then
what?
You get whacked. That's actually how you.
Yeah. You're like,
One of the things is trying to find my sight line. A good sight line, especially since I'm like reading just with Rosa. So she's usually my reader, and she likes to get comfortable, so she'll sit on the floor or she'll sit on the bench. So it's nowhere really near where I need her to be, and that's fine. I just need her to be, present reading. So she always is if she's comfortable, and I just have to find the right sight line and keep it, because I always have like in my head, like this is the sight line. And then I'll talk, like, say I'm looking like over here, but then midway through I'm talking to the same person in the scene. And then I'm like, yeah, but then what are you doing? And then I'll remember that my sight line is over here. I always have to keep my eye on like just making sure that I have like the room set up, like the invisible scene, like on the other side of the camera, like who I'm speaking to, what's in the area. The hardest thing for me too, and I've talked to Danny about this a lot, is action in scenes for self-tapes. Like you can always do like, this is what you're going to see in the self-tape, is what you see if you're watching on YouTube. It's Jorge Chapa. It's the YouTube channel. You can go there and watch this. And this is what you see. It's from my head to like my nipples. So that's what you're going to see. So if I'm doing something, like Danny's told me this, and my friend JJ's told me this, is like, oh yeah, I'm going to hand you something. So I do this. You can see the motion there. So it's off camera. Mm-hmm. But when it gets to a scene like I did for this Robert Rodriguez film, the first scene was fine, because the first scene was like, I guess like in a surveillance van or something like that, right? So I'm talking, like that's easy. We're all looking down at a screen. We've all seen those surveillance van scenes. The second scene, though, was chasing somebody, not just somebody, but like two different people, and you have to run up a flight of stairs.
Oh.
So I just went like, like it was just like this, but then I try to keep it like back into the like, I kept the action in the same floor.
Yeah.
But it's like it gets me overthinking. I hate that. Or like if I get hit by something, like, oh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I usually do a gut punch or something like that. Because there's been times where, like, I think I went in for, like, one of the Marvel shows, and I'm getting beat up by either Iron Fist or Luke Cage or one of those. And I had to get choked. The character gets choked for a little bit.
I did that same audition. I was about to tell you about this.
I think we talked about this.
I was about to
and it's kind of like, how am I going to play this out? Because now the action is here. Look at that tan line on my watch. The action is here now, and so like, what do I do? Do I fake like a tummy ache?
It wasn't.
Danny's rolling his eyes because he's like, you guys probably could have booked this.
No, I wasn't. I was like,
but like, how do you do that? Like.
So here's the thing. It wasn't you only getting choked. It was you getting choked and then slammed onto the floor. Then you talking more.
Yes.
It was for Luke Cage, I think. And so you had to pretend like to get up on the wall, choke, hit the ground, pretend like you're on the ground, pretend like you're getting choked on the ground, and then talk. I was like, the entire time.
Yeah.
How do you do that? And it's like the whole page is just that description.
Oh, you're choking me. Let me go, you strong man.
I was like, oh my, Luke Cage.
Luke Cage
just choked me.
Yet you were so rugged and strong, but your hand was so soft on my throat.
You're asking for a good time, Luke Cage.
You keep it up, and I'm about to whap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't know about those things. Like, it was self-tapes, especially, just because, like, sometimes the actions are when you have nothing to work with, and like no one in the scene with you, you feel like a moron sometimes.
Yeah, dude.
I try not to overthink it. Like, if it's something that's just obviously you can't do in just a frame like this, then you just like if you're running up the stairs, then maybe I'd be like out of breath, and that's as much as
that's what I would do.
Yeah, and that's easy for me. I can get out of breath so quick. I take a few steps and I'm gasping,
drenched in sweat.
No, and that one of the things that I did actually for that chase scene, like I think I have the video self-tape or something like that, is I was just like punching. I learned this in grad school, is like punching in the air. Like I was just like beating up something for like 15 seconds. And then I told Rosa, hit the button, and we went, and I was already sweating, you know, and I was like out of breath, and like they would pull the scene, and then like whoa no, and then I'm like, that's the, you know, that's not him, that's him over there. And so I kind of figured out how to like keep the angles to where the first part of the action is like toward like say my left, and then once like the up or down or whatever it was is over here to the right, you know. So we didn't run. I was just like catching my breath during that point,
Nice.
you know, as I would have at the end of the scene to when we real catch up to that person.
Yeah, man.
I think that's what I think that's right.
What they expect you to do.
Yeah, like I mean, you could like I've helped friends book things. I mean, get the job for certain things, and we did like a very non-typical audition. The scene is. Have you ever seen Dirty Grandpa?
No, I haven't. Is that the one De Niro and Zac Efron?
Yeah, Dirty Grandpa.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
So my buddy is in that movie. He's a good friend of mine, Chris Sedekase. He had to, and he was a lot heavier back then. He's looking good now, but like he had to jump onto the car in the scene and like flash his man boobs and say Daytona, you know, effing beach. And so like I was like, you can't do this with a great backdrop. I was like, what we're gonna have to do is, and then his acting coach and agent at the time also recommended it, was that we go into a parking lot and just do it with a real car. And I was in the car and we threw a gallon of water and I was like in action. And then we did it on the passenger side window and he booked it. He got the job.
Well, that brings up another question. And I heard this from someone else, like on another podcast, and they were talking about self-tapes too. And one of the questions, like the user submitted questions was, what did this person think about props and how far can you go with props? And this one person said, you know what, if you are in an office setting, sit at a desk and do it with what you have, because I mean, if that gets you into the scene and they want to see that, then you can do that. If they don't like it, they're just going to say do it again if they want to see you again eventually. Because I think, do you think that that's going to like change now? Because there's this like, I guess, industry standard for taping stuff. And they always said, like, you don't bring in props for an audition. You know, you don't go into the room with props and all this stuff. But now we can. Like, you have a better camera. It just depends on if the props get distracting.
That's what I'm saying. If you make the scene about the prop, then it's like, I know people that are like that and that just want to stress that they have the prop instead of actually.
It's like, you know what? Oh, I'm waiting for a call.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
I had an audition where I had to like use a camera. And since I have cameras, I was like, all right, you know, I'll just bring it to the scene. I didn't overuse it. Literally at the top of the scene, I'm using the camera, and then I started talking to the person. So I took a few shots, started talking to the person. That's it. I put the camera down. You know, like I mean, would I bring it to the audition room? No, of course not. But I'm home.
Yeah. But like for instance, security role. Like if I had my earpiece from when I actually did security, that's a prop that I use. It's very subtle. Very small, but it gets you. You know, it's like, hey, my buddy Austin Davis booked something off of that, or got a callback just you know, like he was in, you know, for something.
I've been thinking about this like this week. I think I'm going to start doing that, depending not for all my auditions, but depending on what the scene calls for. If it's something I can recreate very subtly.
Yeah.
Doing that. Like you said, at a desk, maybe I'll shoot it at my desk or whatever.
I think too. With this last audition that I did, I think I sent it to you guys. I was supposed to be typing into a laptop. And at first I had a notepad thinking like, you know what, I can at least be writing into something. But then Rosa was telling me, it's like, it looks like it's distracting you. And so just pretend that you're typing. And I think it came off pretty well. Like it kind of looked like I was going to the typewriter or the computer and then going back and then going back to the computer. It was like a desktop.
But I'll tell you what, why you have a laptop, right?
Yeah.
What you should just use the laptop.
You should have done it at a desk.
Yeah. Why, just have like the top of the laptop like this. I'll show you right now. Like have it just kind of come into frame like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just
just use it for your eyeside. Yeah, just use it for your eye line. Yeah. Like just type. Just like
or like like in the corner, like if it's over here and you're like over here talking to Rose or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
No, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. And I just, you know, as I think these self-tapes are going to be more and more and more a thing. I think casting offices are going to start.
There has to be. There has to be.
Smaller. Like the use for them is going to be just for bigger things. Just because you can save money on rent, especially in New York and LA and everything that's going on. but I think the actor is going to get smarter, in terms of like using the props without them becoming a distraction, and it's kind of staying up and staying relevant.
Yeah, staying relevant.
You see what I did there?
Staying relevant. Yeah.
It really is.
Like, for instance, when we both had that audition for that Star show, we used a
I used real
sandwich, and
cocaine.
I used the real taquito. Like,
Yeah.
I used the taquito so I can,
I had a
show that
sandwich
I'm
too.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
My point is that we used it, but it wasn't like the scene. It was just
Exactly.
part of it.
Yeah, no, and you did a tremendous job.
Stop.
I wish one of us had booked it. We got the
Man. Yeah. Now, you know what? Like I said, I'm happy for the guy that got it.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
He's a good dude.
And that's all that matters. It's really the right job. I think what Yule said really, really is true. If you don't get that certain job, whatever it is that is meant for you, you can't escape it. You are going to get the parts that you are deserving of, and what the universe or whatever you believe in has set out for you, or what you are going to get. It will find you no matter what. And that's the one thing. All you got to do is just do the work. That's really it.
I'm about to name drop, but only because they said something very similar. It was I met Craig Robinson at a club I was bouncing at.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. He's like, they're looking for you. He's like, you just gotta be ready when it happens. He's like, trust me. He's like, you know what, Ernest, he remembered my name. I was like, you Craig Robinson? And he's like, I'll see you on set. I was like, one day.
One day. Is he gonna
one of my favorite
nights?
Celebrities. Yeah. One of my favorite encounters with a celebrity was that. Like,
that's awesome.
Because it was genuine the way he was saying. He was also like kind of drunk, but it was genuine.
He's gonna see you and you're gonna run into him. Hey, Craig Robinson. And he's like, who is you?
Yeah, you know what it is? Also, with certain actors, when I approach them and I tell them about the work that I like, it's always a role that no one expects them to say. Like for instance, with him, I was like, dude, I loved you in Friends, because I had just watched an episode of Friends. Like, he's in one episode.
Yeah.
It's like season 8 when Phoebe's trying to change her name or something.
Yeah.
And he's like the guy that you go to, the teller. I was like,
Yeah.
the crazy throwback thing. He's like, yeah, that is like he appreciated that. Same thing with once again, I don't want to sound like a jerk. Danny Trejo. I met him, and I was like, dude, I loved you in Halloween.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, I was like, no, Danny, no, Mikey, no, like, it was fun. But like, no one goes up to him and tells him about that. But it was true.
They're always gonna say like Machete, or they're gonna say like that.
Spy Kids, like
Spy Kids, yeah.
Con Air or something like that,
Well,
and this is the only role that he didn't play like this violent thug,
Yeah, they're gonna remember you as the sumo wrestler.
Oh God, dude! I watched that yesterday with my friends.
Really?
I was gonna say castmates, because I'm staying with one. No, they laugh.
Really? You're staying with Chris Hemsworth?
Yes, and Tom Hiddleston.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You're in the new Thor.
I'm not.
It's yes.
I'm Natalie Portman's new love interest. Yeah.
Man.
Guys, the cat's out of the bag. Let's just do it. Let's just say it.
Oh man, that's gonna lead to some on set romances.
Getting sued, I'm getting sued. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I need the world to know. I've been holding this in. Natalie Portman, babe, I love you. You're amazing. I can't wait.
Babe. Dude, when I went in for 911, my heart was broken because, I thought I did really well. But they ended up casting, an Asian guy, and he's crushing it. The guy plays Chimney, and that's fine. I was good until the second season when they made his love interest, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah. I fell down and I felt like they were kicking me while I was down there.
Oh, no. Dude, I had such a crush on her.
Still.
No, did you? I loved her. And I was a kid when this movie came out. House Arrest. You ever see that?
Yeah.
I loved her in that. Jennifer Tilly was her mom.
She was in Kids Incorporated.
What is that?
Remember
that
on
sounds
Disney?
Really familiar.
Kids Incorporated. K.
And still was like.
When Mario Lopez was in there. That's where he started.
Mario Lopez, dude. That dude doesn't stop, man.
No, man.
He's producing the new and starring in the reboot of Saved by the
Saved by
Bell
the Bell, yeah.
on Netflix.
No, Peacock.
Oh, is it Peacock? He has another Netflix show coming out. I think with his daughter or something like that.
So is Jamie
Dude
Foxx.
doesn't stop. Yeah, dude, it's crazy, bro.
Man,
it doesn't
one
stop.
day.
It's annoying.
One day we'll own the XFL.
It's annoying. I hate them. I hate them. No, I'm kidding, man. Yeah,
That's fine.
I wanted to be like him. I was a Puerto Rican Slater in my high school.
You had the same mullet and everything?
Yeah, I had the curly fro. There's a picture of Mario Lopez wearing a football jersey as Slater, and the number is 73. That was my jersey number.
Yeah.
I was captain of the wrestling team. You know.
Settle down, athlete.
Yeah. I was like Slater.
Guys,
You know.
I have WAP.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
I have WAP now, Slater.
Yeah, I used to wrestle, guys. Mario, if you're watching this.
I challenge you, brother.
To wrestling battle.
Do you think you can take him? He's pretty quick.
Where? He's fast, but I'm like 200 pounds heavier than him. Like,
yeah, dude.
What if he's a grappler too. He's a martial artist. I think,
I know. He boxes at Wild Card with Freddie.
Yeah, he's with Oscar De La Hoya. He's like good friends with him.
Yeah, that's true. Man, guys, this has been fun. Like, it's always good talking to working actors and famous people like you guys. And one of the things I love about this podcast is that I'm talking to people like moments before they skyrocket into stardom. And then I talk to you guys, and I know that's going to be years away. So it brings me back.
It humbles you a little bit.
It humbles me.
Yeah.
Then I know it makes me realize, I'm not alone. So if you want to hear stars, the episodes in between the first and this one, they're all going to be famous, like real soon, real soon. These guys, Reness will be famous. Danny, trail behind. Yeah,
I'm not going to be famous, but people are going to be like, do I know you?
Yeah, they're going to know you. You're going to be the new Harry Potter.
Yeah. Hagrid.
You're the Fantastic Beast, and you know where to find you.
I'm gonna play Hagrid Sanchez. It's written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's
the musical of Harry Potter.
Yeah. Harry Potter, you stupid, you slide of water.
Lights up over Hogwarts. I'm wearing short shorts with my cohorts.
Yeah. I got my wand making magic. It's really sad and just tragic. I know that I'm going to have it and grab it. I'm going to take it and have it. I'm going to break it. In Hogwarts, we're going to cast a spell and send you to Azkaban jail. In Hogwarts, we're going to sing and dance and have romance and leave you in a trance. Snape comes in. I've only seen one Harry Potter movie. I've never read the books or anything. I've only seen one movie. It was like the fifth one.
That's a good one.
Gary Oldman's character, passes on or whatever.
Yeah.
The only one I saw, and I saw it in theaters. I'm so far behind. I barely know. But what I do know is like the words that you used. So I know your words.
Yeah.
Words.
So Lin-Manuel Miranda is directing this new Harry Potter movie. He wrote the music that you're in. You're playing Hagrid Sanchez. You live on 176th.
Yeah, 176 in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. It's going to be up there. Hey,
yo. Yeah. Hey, yo, Harry Potter.
Yo. Hey, you a wizard, my guy?
Wizard, son.
Hey, my guy, you a wizard.
Yo, son. Yo, where does Vaughn be? Yo, you got those powers, bro.
For real? I do.
You got the your family, son? Crazy.
Scar?
Hey, yo, you the fucking wizard, B.
Yo, you see that? That's power right there, yo. That's power.
Son. Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. And Hermione is from Connecticut.
You can do it.
Hermione Goldstein. And then Ron Weasley is from the Lower East Side or
Upper Clinton, baby, I'm getting the sandwiches. Start rapping.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So Renes, when you're famous and this new Lin-Manuel Miranda Harry Potter musical movie comes out, are you going to invite us to the
WAP
premiere? The WAP
The
party?
WAP party. You guys can definitely come to the WAP party. No, if there is a premiere, especially for this one in particular,
You're taking
I
Natalie
have to,
Portman.
I have to take Natalie Portman. I made a
Nice.
deal with her. It's either her or J Law, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
We've been texting and no, I'm gonna take my mom if there's a premiere. If there's a premiere, I'm taking my mom, and if not,
Okay.
then
Jennifer Lawrence.
I guess not. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. She's my second choice, I guess.
Danny, any last
I
words?
don't know.
Wash your hands and wash your ass. COVID is
Yeah.
still real.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's insightful for COVID-19 awareness and sponsors. If Twix and Squashmallows, if you have been listening, we would love for you to sponsor this podcast. I am currently not monetized, so you guys are not getting paid. And I lied about the Venmo. So, wow. Anyway,
Twix.
You'll get paid in Twix.
2 for me, none for you.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you got second helpings of cake during lunch at Divorce, and they were rushing you away,
dude.
and you brought it with you into the van.
Yeah, no, dog, I'm gonna eat. If I want cake,
you have your cake and eat it too. All right. It looks like it's sundowning over Danny right now.
Dude, I go to town when I'm on set.
It's nice.
Let me see.
I did too.
My battery's
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how I switched. Man, my head, like, there's so much headspace, dude. This is what you guys are seeing. It looks so different on my camera.
Yeah, no, it's different. This is the big leagues now, Ernest. All right, fellas. Thank you for joining me today. It's been insightful. It's been inspiring. It's lifted me out of depression for at least the last 2 hours. I'm really proud of both of y'all for the work you've been doing in the last month and a half. And I wish you continued success. And I'm saying this like this, as if we're never going to speak again, because
you'll probably talk like Tuesday or something.
And you probably will forget about me by Tuesday because you're going to be hanging out with your new famous friends. But where can we find you all on social media?
My IG.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry. And my Twitter handle is, I never tweet. My IG is El Danny Garcia.
Good. El Danny Garcia.
Mine is at Renes Rivera for Instagram and Twitter. And my AIM is Big Sexy R73.
Mine was Beefy 27.
Ooh, see numbers.
Yeah. Beefy 27.
Beefy. Don't you have that name for something else?
Yeah.
I do. Oh, it used to be my Twitter handle.
Oh,
and then it canceled out, so I don't have it no more. So I'm mad about that. But you can find me on Instagram at Jorge's Isolation Podcast or Jorge Chapa 11, and on YouTube at Jorge Chapa. You'll see my pretty face there, and you'll see these pretty faces on the channel as well. You can catch the audio version of this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify. And thank you for joining. It's been wonderful. And I look forward to seeing you guys probably in the next day or two when I probably call you or text you and you ignore my calls. You ignore my calls, both of you. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I'm really proud of you, and everyone listening and watching. Thanks for joining us today. Have a good one. Namaste.
You're the bestest.